G'day, Donna here from Australia, and today I'm going to show you how to do your very first cut using your LOKLiK iCraft cutting machine. In the box you get a sample piece of HTV. HTV means heat transfer vinyl, and it comes on a carrier sheet like this, but don't worry, I'm going to show you step by step how to get your design from the LOKLiK ideaStudio software to your machine and cutting out on your vinyl piece to put on a t-shirt or a sample piece, whatever you're ready for. I'll give you the heads up here. This cutting machine is so versatile. There's some other things you can do with it other than heat transfer vinyl. You may not want to use HTV and transfer onto a t-shirt. So what I've done is I've made separate videos. I'll show you this one today. That's a heat transfer vinyl on a sample piece of fabric. Then I'm going to show you in a separate video how to use the adhesive transfer vinyl. You can put that on a book, a box, or a jar. And then I've got another video to show you how to cut out cardstock to make boxes. Everybody wants to make a sticker, so I've got another video on how to make stickers. Now, if you're an absolute beginner, you're going to benefit from me showing you how this heat transfer vinyl works before we do our first cut. If you purchase the cutting machine on its own, you'll get a sample piece of HTV vinyl and you get the standard grip mat. This is the green mat here. And I've done this off camera using this sample piece here. I cut this mandala out using the fine tip blade. If you get the everything bundle, you get the machine, plus you get some sheets of HTV, adhesive, vinyl, and much more. For this demo, I'm just going to use my sheets of heat transfer vinyl, and I'm going to use this purple offcut here. The first thing, when you see this vinyl, you think you would put it on your mat like this, but you don't. You need to turn it over so the colour is stuck to the mat and you see the white backing here. So this is how it works. You've got a plastic carrier sheet and you've got your vinyl that is stuck to that carrier sheet. We're putting the carrier sheet side down and the back of the vinyl is facing us, and that's what we're cutting. See here where I'm pulling the vinyl off the carrier sheet? The carrier sheet does not get cut, only this very thin vinyl piece. To get started on your very first cut, turn on your iCraft cutting machine. With the colour side facing down, stick your heat transfer vinyl onto your green mat. Now to load your mat into the machine. See these two guides here? You want to slide your mat under these guides. Once they're there, just hit this third button here and it will automatically pull the mat in and load it up ready to cut. Now, if you watched my previous videos, you know you've got to have the LOKLiK ideaStudio app to be able to use your machine. So open the LOKLiK ideaStudio. I'm using that purple piece of HTV to do a practice cut. So go up here and left mouse click on Library. And you're going to land on this page here. You can also scroll down this list and have a look and see what you like. But I'm going to do a search and go up here to image and I'm putting in mandala. Then left mouse click on this little search icon because I want to cut something that's got a lot of different shapes to really test this machine out. So I'm going to select this one here, left mouse click on add to canvas and then press go design. This image will automatically jump onto your canvas. It's come in quite big, but we're going to make it a lot smaller. Up the top here on the menu, you'll see the fields where you can change the size, and you've got this little lock in the middle. If I change it to 4.5 inches wide, it's going to lock that image in and keep its shape uniform. So I've put in 4.5 and I'm going to hit enter on my keyboard. And now my mandala is a good size to cut. I don't want to cut all these different colors, so I'm going to change the color to black. So go up here, left mouse click on fill and change the color to black. To close the color chart, just left mouse click on your mat somewhere. Over here, you've got design and you've got layers. Design is where we're designing our mandala, and the layers panel is going to show you each individual piece or each individual layer as it suggests. If you click on the little eye to the right of each shape in the layers panel, you can turn that particular piece on and off. So click on the eye, we'll hide it. Click on the eye again, we'll show you where this piece is on the canvas. I'm going to fold the group up because I'm going to cut all of these individual little pieces out on my test cut. I'm going to click on the mat here to show you there's no box around this mandala. If you click on the mandala, it's going to put a bounding box around it, or you can hold your left mouse down and drag until you've selected the mandala. Now we're ready to tell the machine to cut it. Go up here and left mouse click on make. If you haven't turned your machine on, go and turn it on now. Left mouse click on connect device. I'm using Bluetooth, so I'm going to select Bluetooth and left mouse click on search. Once a Bluetooth finds my iCraft, it's going to show up here, so I'll left mouse click on connect. Got the green tick, means I've connected. Now come down here and left mouse click on complete connection. We're now in a new section that tells the machine whether or not we want to cut, score, foil or draw. We're cutting, so make sure cut is selected. The next step is to select your mode. Use the arrow to drop the list, and you've got standard cut or print then cut. We are just doing a standard cut, so click on standard cut. Always read what's in front of you. You can see here the material load type is the cutting mat. The size of the cutting mat, we've got the 12 by 12. The next bit down is the cutting parameters. Remember I changed all the colors to just black? We've only got this color to deal with. If you select the black, the material parameters will show up. If you unselect it, it'll be grayed out and you can't use it. So make sure you've got your color checked. Now what do the material parameters do? They tell your machine whether you're cutting a thick piece of vinyl or a very thin piece of heat transfer vinyl like we are today. Go ahead and click on type. This little arrow here will open up the materials library. We're doing our test cut using heat transfer vinyl, so I'm going to click on HTVRont. Down the bottom of the list, it's got pure heat transfer vinyl. The iCraft cutting machine is a smart machine, which all that means is if you left mouse click on pure heat transfer vinyl, chances are the settings for this vinyl is going to work right off the bat. The first thing in red here, it tells you how to place your transfer vinyl on your cutting mat. If you hover over this little question mark here, it explains that they have recommended these settings to cut this particular vinyl. The first part is the force. This means how much pressure is going to push your cutting blade down through the vinyl. The second part is the speed. How fast is it going to cut your vinyl? The speed is automatically set to 5. But have a look at what we're cutting out over here. Lots of little pieces. So I'm going to use the little arrow down button and slow the speed down to 3. The next one is passes. This is automatically set to 1. Passes means how many times is it going to cut your design. It's only going to cut once. Down the bottom here, you'll see mirror. In this case, we do not need to mirror because it's just all shapes. But if you were doing text, you would need to mirror, and I'll show you how to do that in the next video when we do a test cut using the adhesive vinyl. The next step is to left mouse click on Add to Task. We are ready to cut. On the task list, it's showing you what we're cutting. It's going to show you the progress bar. It's one pass and the status is it's ready. Remember, you've put your vinyl on the mat, you've loaded your mat into the machine, so now we can press start. As soon as you left mouse click on start, the machine is going to prepare itself. It's going to move the blade across and start cutting straight away. I've left this video on normal speed. I haven't sped it up so you can see how fast or slow, if you like, speed 3 goes. But if you want your machine to cut faster, leave it on the 5. But I always get great results, especially when you're cutting out so many fine circles here, if I slow down the speed just 1 or 2 notches. What I'm about to tell you here is very important. When you look close up at the cut side of your heat transfer vinyl, it looks like it's done nothing. You can barely see the cut in this. I can put my close-up glasses on and it will still look like it has not cut. Trust the process. When you do your first test cut, if you think, no, it's not cutting through, chances are it really is. So keep going, and then when you peel the transfer vinyl off the clear backing sheet, your cut image will be revealed. This vinyl is so thin. Now the cutting has finished. To eject the mat, you've got to press this third button down here. Then remove your mat. Coming back to your computer, the status says done. You can either hit delete and get rid of this or click on clear this task. If you want to cut it again, just leave it there and you can start it all over again. But I'm clearing the task and then closing the task list down. To go back to the canvas, just left mouse click cancel. Leaving the computer, I'm going back to peel off my heat vinyl transfer off my sticky mat. Let me tell you, this standard mat has got a serious stick. When you go to peel off your vinyl sheet, it may try and curl. So turn it over and pull your mat to the left and your vinyl, just hold it down so it peels off without curling. When you do this, pick up your sheet and have a look at the carrier side where you see the colour. You are not supposed to see any cut lines in there. Turn it over to the white side. This is the only part that needs to be cut. I don't want to waste my vinyl piece, so I'm just going to cut a box around my mandala. And I can use this bit of vinyl later on. This part is called weeding, and this is a weeding tool. It's got a sharp tip on it, so you just use it to pick up the corner to get it started, so you're peeling the vinyl away from the carrier sheet. Then you can pull it with your fingers. The carrier sheet is sticky on the inside, but not on the back side. The vinyl that we're peeling off is what we don't need to keep. So keep pulling it away until you can see what it is that you put on here to cut out. I'm just going to keep on pulling the vinyl away, and you can see here how hard it was to see what I had to cut out. I cut off a part of my design. But it's a practice run, I don't mind at all. To pull off your vinyl, you can pull it off from each corner, or you can just grab it from one side, and if it comes off easy, just keep pulling. This messy part is just going to be thrown in the bin. Come back to the carrier sheet. Where you see it's white here, it's sticky. Where you turn it over, you can actually see the colour of your vinyl. Now, because this is a heat transfer vinyl, you need to heat set it to your fabric. I've pulled out my drawer, I've laid my calico on the ironing board, and I'm just going to put the sticky side down straight onto the fabric. I then put a Teflon sheet over the top to protect it, and my heat press goes to work. Because this is an automatic heat press, the top part will go down, the counter will tell it how long to press for, and then when it's finished, it lifts back up. I can just pull the drawer out, and as the name suggests, the heat transfer vinyl has transferred to my fabric. I'm going to grab the carrier sheet and peel it off, and it's glued on by heat permanently. It's not going anywhere. You can barely see it through the back of the fabric, and when you scrunch it, it's very soft. This is such a fine vinyl that it almost looks like a print. It's not like the old-fashioned vinyl 20 years ago that was thick and noticeable. Look at how perfect every single shape has cut out, and some of these shapes are really tiny. I have deliberately made this video step by step to give you confidence to have a go at this. If you follow my video, I am really confident that you are going to be able to do it. Back to the ideaStudio software and left mouse click on cancel. If you want to save your graphic, this is how you do it. Come up to the menu and left mouse click on save. This is where you save all of your projects. You can set it out however you like. But to make a new folder, click on the plus button and name it. And I'm just going to put it in this demo creation folder. And I'm going to rename the project Mandela Demo and left mouse click on save. Now when you're back at the canvas, you'll notice that your graphic is still here. If you click on this little X, it'll close down that graphic, and when you're looking for it again, just come up here to My Zone and it will be saved in whichever folder you saved it in. Let's say you want to make it again. Highlight over it, left mouse click on Add to Canvas. When this box shows up, click on Go Design. Now your saved image is going to jump straight onto the canvas. And if you want to keep this canvas with this image open, but you want to open a new canvas and try something else, you can have several canvases open at the same time. Just go up here and click on this plus, and a whole new canvas is going to open up for you to work on. So canvas 1 is going to have your mandala in it, and canvas 2 is empty. Just click on the X's when you want to close them down. The mandala is now gone, but the canvas remains. So there's always one canvas on show at all times. And if you're totally finished here, click on the X to close it down. But just know that if you click exit, you're going to disconnect your iCraft cutting machine from the software. If you want to come back in an hour and open it up, you have to reconnect your iCraft. That brings us to the end of these helpful videos, from box to first cut. It's a setup series for the LOKLiK iCraft. I hope this guide has helped you feel more confident getting started with your machine. Thank you so much for watching and crafting along with me. And don't forget, I mentioned that I have more videos to show you where we dive into designing your own projects in ideaStudio and really get creative. Videos like how to design, then cut adhesive vinyl, cardstock, and then print, then cut DIY stickers. Happy crafting, and I'll see you in the next video.